All right, there we go. There we go. All right, guys. Welcome back to another stream. This is essentially going to be a quick little run through and final thoughts of the third trailer for the RE4 remake that just got revealed yesterday, I believe, and it definitely got us really, really hyped up. It's good to see everyone in the chat: Memphis, Massa, Javen, Bacon, War, everybody that's in the chat. Thank you guys for showing up. I'm going to be with MMDVG and War on Horror as well during the rest of the stream. We're going to be asking ourselves some questions to really essentially figure out what hasn't been revealed and what could be expected around the launch point of this game, and asking some questions about the demo as well. So yeah, I think everything's going to be exciting. Everything will be good to go, and you guys can unmute your mics now.
All right, let's go.
Alrighty, guys, what's up?
Yo, what's up, everybody?
All right, yeah, we got a good amount of people in here. That's good to see. So do you guys want to get straight into the third trailer?
Yes.
All right.
So yeah.
All right, let's do it. Theater mode.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's do it.
Yep.
Let's see, where am I at? There we go. Here we go, guys.
You see, we are all connected through the holy body. When you need only accept the sacred gift. Christ! Like she did.
Temperance, child.
I've taken the liberty of preparing some entertainment for you. Ah, the entertainment. Without further ado, the gallant knight protects the princess fair.
I'll make it cheap for you.
Move!
She always like this with you?
How about you open fire instead of your mouth?
Long time no see. Major Krauser? Why? You can't save her. You can't save anyone.
What's gonna happen to me?
We gotta keep moving forward. We will beat this. Together.
Thanks.
Then come, Sancho Panza. Let us rescue the Princess Dulcinea. You gotta hurt yourself.
Sorry, bad traffic.
This is kind of fun. Ahead! You're kidding.
Ah, yes, the time has come.
Like I told you. I'm gonna get you home safe. I'm ready to die, Boogie.
Exalt all, Leon, and let it be so.
This time, it has to be different.
Well now, time to cause some mayhem.
Well, first off, I just wanted to say, MMDVG, thank you for the $2 donation to create the hype train. That is very, very appreciated. And well, what are your guys' thoughts on the totality of the third trailer?
It was a joy to watch.
Mark?
I absolutely loved it. From beginning to end. Maybe it gave away a little bit too much, but I feel like since Capcom knows a lot of like hardcore RE fans are coming to like rebuy this, like they had to give us what a lot of us wanted. Like people wanted to see Krauser, people wanted to confirm if some things, you know, were still in here, like the minecart section. I'm actually pretty disappointed because I hated the minecart section, but that's just me. That's just me.
Yeah.
But everything else, like I loved it. I love how Luis is, you know, more into the story. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I personally think that was, I think that's something that is already improved upon in the original, because I think, one of the, minor flaws that I can point out in pretty much my favorite game of all time was the lack of Luis that we had, and a lot of us wanted to know, like, his complete backstory and wanted to know how deep his roots go within this, village in Spain, and, I think they're just gonna do a very, very good job of that. And, War? Your thoughts as well?
Yeah, my thoughts are going to be a little bit spicier and have some hot takes that I think a lot of people are not going to like. So I actually think that they're actually being pretty faithful with the remake. I don't think we've seen a lot of cut content, so I've moved past being worried about that
Yeah.
to worried about the Luis stuff, because I actually don't agree that they should be doing a continuity break with Luis. I actually think he kind of died and served his purpose at just the right time in RE4.
Yeah.
I think it served a good shock value purpose.
Yeah.
I think it served a purpose to really anger and embitter Leon against Sadler, and raise the stakes a little bit in the game. So, I don't know. I really don't like Krauser, which I guess we're gonna get into the spoiler because it was in the trailer anyway.
Yeah, that's going to be one of the topics later on.
If it is true, I really don't like the idea of Krauser
Doing what he did.
Luis. I think.
Yeah.
So I mean, we'll get into that, but
Yeah.
I mean, most of the stuff in the trailer I liked.
Yeah.
I mean, there's presentation aspects like the voice work and the character models I'm not a huge fan of. I still think the original game is gonna hold up as iconic in that regard.
I
But in
believe
terms
that's
of
true.
keeping most everything in there, they're doing a pretty good job of that. There's some stuff we haven't seen, but at this point, that gap kind of gets smaller and smaller every day. So
Yeah. That's very true.
I wanted to say something to Warren Hora about the whole Luis situation, about Krauser killing Luis. This is what I think is going to happen. Now we've heard rumors, you know, through the grapevine that Luis might be like a boss. I think Luis is gonna be U3 because Luis gets killed by Krauser in Military Island, and there's rumors that Luis might be like an infected boss that follows Leon around. I might think this is a crazy theory. I think Luis will be U3 because U3 kind of shows up and dies. So I honestly think maybe that's gonna be like one of the twists now that it kind of, I don't know, it kind of aligns with what's going on. If Luis is just gonna be on the military island and he dies, that would make, you know, his death more impactful if you hang out with him for a little bit and then he dies by Krauser, which kind of fuels Leon into killing Krauser fully. And Luis becoming U3 would be like an excellent twist in the remake, in my opinion, because if the rumors are true, then he could be.
That actually
that is a crazy
really,
idea, because
yeah.
that actually could have fit within the original. Like Sadler or somebody could have taken his body and experimented on him and made him U3.
Yeah, instead,
Never
like,
saw it.
instead, just
So,
like how
that
MMDVG
would be
says,
crazy.
he looks like Machine Gun Kelly pretty much. But another thing I've totally forgot to mention though, but I have no idea what this currency is, but KH, thank you for the NOK donation of 119. That is very appreciated, and thank you very much for that. If you guys do want your messages to be read, because us three are going to be very busy, you know, stating our own theories, answering questions and stuff like that, feel free to drop a message in the super chat. I don't mean to be a greedy asshole, but at the same time I am. But I hope you guys do understand about that. But yeah, I think
Nox a Danish.
Yeah, that's very appreciated nonetheless. Anything involving, like, even if it's like 50 cents, it's 100% appreciated. I thank you guys dearly for that. But so for my pros and cons, I mean, I'm really enjoying the trailer. I think in just the third trailer alone, we kind of got like pretty much all we wanted. We got the castle gameplay and we got island gameplay. We got the Krauser reveal. And again, I stated this in my breakdown video. To the dude that said that Krauser was going to be cut from the remake, fuck you. Seriously. For spreading that misinformation, and, you know, that caused a lot of discourse in this community though, but I understand why people were like, you know, worried about it because of RE3 Remake, cutting out a lot of
Any
content.
the leaks been like validated as true?
I really have no idea. I have no
don't
idea.
think so.
I have no idea, dude. That's like the crazy thing
I
about this.
genuinely don't think so.
No.
Maybe some like the game starting at night was one, I think.
Yeah, I
I
think
mean, I
that
think
was
it
one.
starts in like early morning though. From what
Yeah, I
I've
think
seen.
it
Yeah.
starts in early morning, just
Like
looks
6
like night.
a.m., like 6, 7
Yeah.
a.m., somewhere around there.
As far as we know, none of the leaks were like valid.
Yeah, I mean, I would
No.
probably have to go back to like every single Reddit post, but I do not want to do that.
I don't feel like doing that's too much
Yeah.
work at that
And
point.
and
It's just a
again,
waste.
for the audience that is watching right now, and even for us content creators, you're gonna see Resident Evil 9 leaks on Reddit and 4chan, so just be prepared for that because they're pretty much inevitable. And you know, if they
Yeah.
got this community by the balls with 4 Remake, it'll happen the exact same way with RE9. So
And once this releases, like the chatter for Remake 5 is gonna go through the roof.
yeah.
Oh my god.
And to touch on Resident Evil 5 Remake, if that does end up happening before, I would actually say any of the fixed camera games that do deserve the remake, we're going to start a dialogue. That's all I gotta say.
Okay.
We are going to start a
that is
massive
true.
dialogue. If 5 is the one that is up next, compared to games like Code Veronica, Zero.
If I had to choose, I mean, I'm gonna have to go with Code Veronica.
Yeah,
The most.
I said the same thing. Code
Yeah.
Veronica all the way.
yeah.
Center.
But
Yeah, my reconnection was back though, but I think I kind of am starting to figure out a common denominator in this entire thing. As dumb as that lag out was, for some reason OBS disconnects every time that I'm using Discord though, because yesterday I didn't use it and then all of a sudden it was back. Are you guys good?
Yeah,
yeah,
we're good.
I think we're good. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'm just gonna, not repeat myself though, because I actually want to get into the serious topics about this though. But
I know.
if you get,
Yeah.
but for the viewers though, just be aware there might be some bug outs with OBS. I think it's might have something to do with Discord or something, but we'll see what happens though. But let's get into the first actual question now, since we got all that stuff off our chest. Is how well do you think RE4 Remake will sell?
It's going to outsell. I think it's going to be the best-selling RE game of all time, in my opinion.
How long do you think that it will take?
I give it a month.
A month. Wow.
Yeah. It's a wild. I give it a month. I'm dead ass. Like, I'm so serious.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna have some major legs and probably be something of an evergreen title. I think it's gonna sell well throughout the next few years.
For sure.
Oh no, I meant like being the highest selling. I think it's gonna take a month. That's what I meant. Like, not just
Oh right.
it just be yeah.
I don't know. I mean, Remake 2 and RE5 are hugely like big selling games, but it's gonna be on a lot of platforms.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, it could. I don't know. It's got a real shot to beat Remake 2.
For sure. And Remake 2 has been climbing up the ladder though. I think it just passed Resident Evil 7 as the second most sold RE game, and now it's behind 5, and there is a huge chance that it could surpass it as the number 1 most sold RE game.
See, I gotta look that up because I thought Remake 2 was already the most or the highest selling Resident Evil game.
And a huge reason as to why that the sales has been climbing up with that is because of 4 Remake. So when this game officially does come out, the sales are going to go absolutely crazy, like, no matter what. So
Yeah.
I think I'm with you. I genuinely believe that there is a huge chance that 4 Remake can be the most sold game in RE history. Do I think it's going to take a month? No, I'm actually going to give it around 5 or 6 months. And then I think it'll reign supreme. It'll finally take the crown away from Resident Evil 5. And 5, it deserved that crown a little bit.
I just looked this up, so some sales data. Apparently, RE7 is back on top.
Really?
With 11.7 million units worldwide as of this month.
I thought is that just a part of that's a part of all consoles for 7, right?
Yeah, that's worldwide by 2022.
How much did 5 have? Because apparently I thought 5 had like 13 million or something like that. Or
Resident Evil 5 sales. RE5, blah blah blah. 13.4 million.
So that's past RE7?
Yeah, this is not accurate.
Not
It's like
accurate.
what Google's telling me is not accurate. Yeah,
Oh.
RE5 must be the highest selling. Shit.
Yeah, so, and I think
thought Remake 2 surpassed it, but I guess not.
yeah.
But I mean, yeah.
Remake 2 surpassed it.
I mean, either way, 13 million. It's a lot of units, but
That is.
4 is massive, not just within the Resident Evil community, but with a lot of people.
Absolutely. And yeah, I think that eventually, especially with on how popular the name Resident Evil itself has become since 2009, I 100% think that this is going to surpass it, and I think it's going to be really, really good. I'm assuming we got everything out of the way with that.
I think so. I mean, I think it's probably gonna get top 3 at least. It's just a matter of how long it takes.
Yeah. For the next question is, are there any concerns involving Mercenaries being post-launch DLC? And it will be free, by the way, in case there is no paywall behind it.
Honestly, no. I'm not really concerned with that.
Yeah.
It's fine. Like, I don't care. As long as we have Mercenaries, that's all I really cared about.
Yeah. War, your thoughts?
I mean, for me, it's not really a concern, but I definitely don't like this. I mean, we got Mercenaries with the base game all the way back on the GameCube.
Yeah.
And Capcom has had apparently years to make this game, so I really was kind of disappointed that this was kind of getting chopped out and we're getting it later. I mean, if it's like in 2 weeks, that's fine. But if it's like 6 months out, yeah, that's kind of lame.
Yeah, for
I don't like it. But...
yeah. For me, it's just, I think I'm totally fine with it. I think if they can just, like, you know, take their time, you know, recapture the magic that Mercenaries had in the original, and also adding a more deeper roster, in my opinion, I think that will extremely work well. I think RE8 Mercenaries was actually kind of really interesting because it kind of, like, really tested it, like, you know, using Heisenberg and Lady D. So I was just thinking to myself, like, what if they added, let's say, we know they're adding Luis, 100%. They made that mistake in the original game personally, and I think they'll finally make amends for that. But in terms of, like, goofy characters that I think could make that roster to make it just a fun mode, I'm thinking of characters like the Merchant, I'm thinking of Ashley, and Salazar and Sadler, most likely being a part of the roster for Mercenaries, because I think if they added Lady D and Heisenberg and Aid Mercenaries, I don't know how good it was, but there might be a really good chance that those two could be added, but then again, you never know.
I think Sadler makes the most sense.
Yeah.
Ashley and the Merchant would be nuts.
Yeah.
This is not popular, but which is probably not going to be popular. I could see Chris getting put in, even though he has nothing to do with RE4.
Oh, jeez.
God, no. Are you doing that on purpose? You said
Are you instigating?
No.
You said that on purpose?
Leon was in Rev 2, raid mode, and he had nothing to do with that game.
That's true. That's true. I mean, almost everyone except for Ada, I think, was. Even the Revelations 1 characters, I think, even Jessica was in it, but
True.
Right.
and Wesker from RE5 was in it too. So I think they just wanted to really give it a deep
roster. I want to suplex
roster.
somebody as Ashley. That would be funny.
Yeah, I think that would be hilarious, to be
I
completely.
can hear you now, but the stream, I think, has crashed.
Yeah, it just did.
Or it's buffered.
It just did
Yeah.
again. Jeez, this is terrible. I actually might consider, like, when I use Discord, I might just actually switch to Stream Elements though. But yeah, I think I will repeat myself on this one though. But I think they could actually add more to the maps as well, like throw in the water room and some other areas in the village. I think it could honestly work out extremely well. Is everything all good though?
I think it is now. Yeah, I'm trying to think what would make a good map.
I
We
think
only got 4 in the original.
yeah, I think the water room could do 1 at least.
That would be a good one. The garden maze, maybe.
Yeah, maybe the barn area in the village, like just, you know, connected to the, you know, the first Ganado attack maybe.
Yep.
What about the church?
The church.
Church plus graveyard, maybe.
Yeah, church plus
Yeah.
graveyard, and even inside the church as well. What do you guys think of that?
New place on the island too, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think there's
down.
gonna be a new place on the island.
I think you know that area where you fight off that one JJ and you need to get that key card to get to Ashley in that, you know, chamber or whatever she's in.
Yeah.
I think that area could be used for mercenaries as well. That's if they include it.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
I hope we even see Waterworld come back, because that was like totally made up, so I could see them cutting that actually.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I mean, I honestly hope it does come back, but you know, some of the designers said like, oh, we like everything is in this game. Nothing was really
Right.
cut. So I
Yeah.
hope Waterworld is I can't wait. I love the water world. That
Me
was
too.
one of my favorite maps.
And
When I was younger, oh, sorry, Center.
no, it's all good. You can speak.
When I was younger, I actually thought when I was playing Waterworld, like, this is such a cool level and such a cool level design. I want this in the main game. Of course, now being the Resident Evil 4 purist I am, I don't think I would like that, but it's still an interesting idea.
Yeah.
To bring Waterworld into the main game and actually have it be like part of the island.
Yeah. I think it
Speaking
could work.
of water, what do you guys think of Water Room's new look in the remake?
I'm liking
I
they
thought it
added
looked
an upper level to it.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be
Can
really
Leon
really
actually
good.
go to Ashley's level now?
I don't think he can. He? I
what
don't
do you-
think he can.
What do you mean by that?
Not in the original, but are you
Like
saying
climb
like,
up.
Oh,
yeah?
I'm not sure. I'm actually really not sure about that.
But I thought that was one of the best parts of the trailer. Honestly, like, that looked great. I'm glad they brought that back.
Yeah, for sure. So moving on to the next question, and now this is gonna be the one that's gonna cause extreme debate after this game comes out. But I know you might not like this question, Horror, since you know RE4
No.
holds a special place in your heart. Is the remake
Let's hear
capable of surpassing the original RE4?
I say absolutely not. I don't think there's any way it reaches the levels of influence and the iconic nature of the original, the influence, the legacy of the original, how formative the original was, not just to Resident Evil, but to all of video gaming. I think in its own right, Remake 4 is going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a very well-made game, but I don't think it'll hold a candle to the original, no. The original was lightning in a bottle. I don't see how you recapture that.
Your thoughts, MM?
All right, I 100% agree with War. We see this all the time, whether you want to talk about sports or movie actors. Everybody wants the next great big thing. Everybody wants to see who's the next Tom Brady, who's the next LeBron, or if you're an old head, who's the next Michael Jordan. Everybody wants the new, and that's why they hype up so many new up and coming things, like new and up and coming rappers, gamers, video games, athletes, and they hype it up to see, is this guy the next this and that? And sometimes there's only one great thing that happens. And
There can
I
only be
respect
one.
this exactly. I respect this remake for what it's doing and how it's, it's up, it's an updated game of one of the greatest games of all time. But it can never be the original. Like, the original can never be challenged in that sense. Like, this remake's gonna be great, but I feel like it's gonna bring back some of us, bring back bring back some of us to like nostalgia, bring back some new people. But other than that, like, the original Resident Evil 4 still holds up to this day, and that's kind of the magic of the remake. You can play the remake, but you can still always play 4. And even now, there's tons of us, still enjoying the original, and that says something. There's not a lot of games that you can hop on from 2004 and play and still fully enjoy and do new things with. And that's just how it is. That's a game like Resident Evil 4 comes, like, not to be dramatic, but once in a lifetime. And even though this remake it looks phenomenal in every sense of the way, there's no knocking the original, baby.
Yeah, it's not even once in a generation. It's like once in every few generations.
It's
but
like one of one.
Trying to beat this game or live up to it, it's like trying to repaint the Mona Lisa, right? It's just going to be a copy. It's not going to be the same.
Yeah, I think from my perspective is that in terms of impact on the series and in the gaming, I don't think the remake it's not even going to hold the original's jockstrap seriously, because
right.
with on how it impacted not necessarily just the entirety of the community, but the franchise, even other games like Dead Space, and I'll even say Gears of War as well, and also my life, as cheesy as that sounds. I just don't know if the remake is even gonna do that. Maybe it might do it for some other young bucks, maybe, but I just don't think it's gonna be as impactful.
Younger gamers who didn't grow up with the original as much, sure, they might consider it better.
Yeah, and
because it'll be part of their experience.
Yeah, I think in terms of impact, I just don't think the remake is touching the original, though. But if I'm talking about in terms of story, I think there is a way that you can improve it, though. I mean, personally, I think not necessarily the weakest point of RE4, but, you know, one thing that you can question about it is the story of the game, since it was, you know, written in 2 weeks pretty much. I think that was confirmed by either Mikami or someone else, but
Mikami wrote it. Yep.
yeah, but I think now that it's given a lot more time and a lot more thought, I think the story can surpass the original, though. Gameplay is something that can be expanded upon. I think they've already did that with the parry combo. There is some ways that I think that it can surpass the original, though, but if I'm talking about impact, there's no fucking way. Like, I just don't see it happening at all.
Yep.
In terms of,
yeah,
like...
I mean, I think at a technical level, obviously, it's going to be a much prettier game.
Yeah, for sure. But impact, fuck no. Fuck no. Because every single game that will be third person for Resident Evil, you have one game to pretty much thank for that, the one that started it all, right? You got RE4 original, so...
Yep.
That's...
Mikami's full model change.
Yeah, so that's how I'm viewing it, though. And plus... That's terrible. But, I think everything's all good with the chat now, maybe? Is everything good?
I think it is now. Stream seems okay.
Okay. But,
Yeah.
either way, I think we got every single third-person camera perspective game. We have RE4 to thank for it. And, RE9 is probably going to be third-person since, you know, the Village DLC had Rose, and it was in third-person. Our faceless protagonist is now dead, so I think we're moving on from the first-person camera perspective. I don't know if we might necessarily review it, though. I'm thankful for it, though, because it kind of brought back horror in a way, but I think Ethan had something... was a huge reason as to why that happened, but either way, no matter what, I think Impact 4 is going to probably hold that for eternity, and then for the remake, there is some things that they can definitely improve upon in the original, though, but in terms of, like, which game has the key to my heart, I think it's still going to be the original all the way.
Yeah, it's one of the greatest video games ever made, and it's still the only Resident Evil game to ever win Game of the Year.
Yeah, and hey, you never know. The remake might be able to do it at the same time, unless, you know...
If there's any reason it doesn't, its name is going to be Tears of the Kingdom.
Yep.
Might prevent it from...
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Alright, I think we are done with that, but there is one other thing that we are doing on... We're moving on to another question, by the way. It is, how hyped are you for the Regenerators reveal, and should they keep it under wraps until the game releases? And you have to witness it in the middle of the game.
I think yes to the last question. I think that should be just a surprise.
Yeah. And
I
how
actually
hyped are
thought
you?
at the end of this last trailer we just got, I thought they were showing the Regenerator area.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was the what do you call it? The X-ray chamber, whatever it is.
Yeah, to remove the plaga. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was the Regenerator chamber, but
Yeah.
yeah, I don't think it should be revealed until the end, but I am hyped for it.
Yeah, me too. Mark?
I agree. I don't want them to reveal too much of the game, and I feel like the Regenerators could be a very good surprise for new players and old, just to see how they look and to hear like the iconic breathing, like once it comes out. Honestly, all right, this is gonna come in line with the Regenerators. I'm kind of on the fence about the voice acting. I just hope they do the regenerated breathing right.
Yeah.
That's all I care about, because the voice
believe
acting
that.
is
That raspy,
Yeah.
raspy ass breathing. Oh,
Yeah.
yes,
man,
like
so good.
I just needed to do that. I need that breathing to have me scared, like take me back to 2004 when I first heard it.
That half
what it is, too.
laughing, like he's trying
Yes.
to chuckle, but
Happens.
nothing.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
Nothing happens.
Yeah.
just crapping your pants. Yep.
Yeah. And to the point where it's just like, they're kind of, I feel like they're kind of teasing that this could be one of, if not the scariest enemies, probably in the history of RE, or one of.
Yeah. I mean,
Still
I think RE8's baby was a little bit more terrifying.
Yeah.
If you're going like for raw pulse pounding.
Yeah.
Scariness,
And you had no
but,
weapons
Yeah.
to defend yourself.
man. But the regenerators still are pretty close.
Yeah, for sure. I think I'm excited for them. Don't reveal them, Capcom. Please just keep it under wraps, and then, you know, we got good faith in you to like just not do it. I'm glad they revealed the Garradors. I thought they looked good. They kind of look like the Soldats in RE8 when you enter Heisenberg's factory. Maybe that's just, you know, the RE engine work. But either
that was
way,
an enemy I was worried would get cut, but I'm so glad to see they're in there.
yeah. But that was, you know, like the one with like the chest showing in the back. I'm wondering how the full armored one is gonna look. That's how.
So that will be part of our potential enemies discussion.
Yeah, and we will get into that. I think actually at the end of the podcast. Sorry for like you know, saving that for last though, but
No,
we'll
that's
get
fine.
to it. But moving on to the next question is, what do you expect the quote-unquote special demo to be about, and will there be more than one demo like Resident Evil Village?
I don't know if there's enough time for more than one demo, but maybe the timeline is the same as Village. We could.
Yeah, most likely.
Man, this is such a wild card. I don't know what they're gonna pick for
Me-
the demo.
Me
I could
neither.
see it being just Ashley's section though.
Yeah, it's something very similar to the Maiden
Oh.
demo.
That's cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
the Ashley section as a demo would be really unique, because everybody's kind of like itching to play as Leon, but to not allow them to play as like Gun-Tone Leon and just have them play as like Ashley would be like a really good twist to like the demo. Like it would really, yeah, that's really good. Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree 100%. Yeah.
yeah,
I'd love to see that.
Yeah, I don't think it should be the Village. I think the beginning is too iconic. Just let us experience that.
yeah.
Full game.
Yeah. 100%.
So would it necessarily be the Ashley section in the castle, or the one where she's running away in the reveal trailer for RE4 Remake?
I don't think it would be the one where she's running away, because I feel like the one she's running away in is the beginning of the game.
Mm-hmm.
That's what or honestly, it could be the Ashley section or the cabin fight.
That could be
That's
it
kind of
too.
how I feel. That's
Maybe.
kind of how I feel with it.
And then you just get like, you know, this random loadout of weapons from the merchant or something like that. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean that could be a good option too. Would you expect the first Ganado attack to be the demo, or let's say, you know how in RE Village, the Village demo was after the first Lycan attack? Could it possibly be the section as to where Leon is done with that and he goes to see where Luis is as a prisoner?
Honestly,
Maybe.
yeah.
But
Yeah,
I could see the demo actually being most of the beginning, but then ending right before you walk into the village. Like you open that door and the demo's over.
yeah,
That would be pretty hype, actually.
yeah.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. Another question, a part of the demo is, do you want it to be timed or one shot? Or do you want it to just be like a complete free-for-all that you can explore as much as you want?
I feel like it's gonna be either time to one shot. I honestly, with time, there's gonna be people that are gonna try to like, I guess, weasel their way out of like trying to like, you know, beat
Create
the demo.
multiple accounts, yeah.
Yeah, like, so having it be one shot would be more like, damn, I need to get this game now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, I think I'm gonna have to get my
Actually-
burner accounts ready though, so I can end up experiencing the demo multiple times. But and do you guys have any expectations for a specific release date for the demo?
It's got to be in the next week or two.
I have to agree with that. I think
Yeah.
the last question will definitely be involving that demo release date for me though, so I'm gonna keep that those thoughts to myself for now. But Mark, your thoughts for the release date?
The release date, yeah, I kind of agree. I feel like it's probably gonna be like 2 weeks from now. They usually release demos of like a week or two before the game releases, so that's kind of what I think.
Yeah, okay, that sounds good. And awesome, Seth, yes, there is confirmation. There is a special demo that is going to be happening very soon. It was showcased at the end of the third trailer. So we're going to move on to the next question, and this is the one thing that a lot of people did not catch in the reveal trailer. And if you guys don't want this spoiler, but it was revealed in the trailer, if you want to back out of this stream, feel
Most
free
people
to.
should know by now. but-
Yeah, most of you guys should know by now, though. I'm gonna give you guys 5 seconds if you still want to keep that to yourself, or if you don't want to know about it.
Spoiler
But
warning.
yeah, pretty much. The main thing that I want to talk about, one of the main things is, I'm gonna pop it up right now. If you guys have left, but if you are staying, your fault. What did you guys think of the Luis death tease involving Jack Krauser, and will it hit deeper than Sadler killing him in the original game? And as you guys can see for the live viewers, there is clearly a knife with the long hair, the brown jacket, looks like the white sleeve at the end, and then the dark pants. That is clearly Luis. So, What are your guys' thoughts on that? On switching over from Sadler to Krauser killing Luis?
So this is what concerns me about the remake, is I really don't want continuity breaks with the original. I kind of really did want all the plot beats roughly the same, so this feels like it's probably going to be the biggest story change, continuity break.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like Leon and Krauser already had bad blood, kind of, so they were already antagonistic toward each other. I don't think they needed to throw Luis into that.
Yeah.
I still like Sadler taking Luis out. I think it made more story sense, but I mean, obviously it's going to make things more dramatic.
Very. Especially if Luis is going to be going through the majority of the story. He's past his original death point, and this may involve you to be more attached to Luis as well.
Castle,
yeah, and he even goes through the mining area in the 2 thick boy boss fights. Shout out to Dante Ravioli for that. But I mean, there is a huge chance, and I'm probably already gonna say that this is going to hit a lot deeper than, you know, Sadler summoning a fucking a tentacle out of his pussy. So, Mark, your thoughts?
I wonder if. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
That's fine. I kind of disagree with War. I love how they're including Luis a little bit more in the game. I feel like Luis had so much potential in the original game to really be a cool comrade, but he kind of just shows up, says like a one-liner, and then just fucks off. That's like his whole thing in the whole game. Like, he helps you in a cabin fight, yeah, but like the first time you meet him, you know, you guys get knocked out together, then he escapes. And I think the second time you meet him is the cabin fight.
Yeah.
And I think the third time he just shows up, he's like, Luis, I got something for you, puts his hand on his dick, and then that's it. He's like, oh shit, I forgot. And then he leaves, and then the fourth time he's like, yo, I'm here. And then he fucking gets murdered by Sadler's hand pussy. So I honestly feel like it's kind of better that he's he's more in the story now. So like him and Leon can actually form like a little, like a buddy relationship. And then having Krauser kill Luis makes a lot more sense, like, I guess story-wise for me, because I can say the same thing about Krauser. Krauser kind of just shows, like, you don't really feel anything for Krauser. If you're like a new player to the game or a new guy to the story, you don't know who the fuck Krauser is.
Yeah.
So he's just some guy, but that's also a good thing too. Because like now he shows up and he kills the one guy that you actually like he kills Luis.
Yeah, and plus the fact that sorry to cut you off though, but the fact that Krauser showed up and he didn't even catch a single body in the original game, it kind of like really was like, you showed up just to not kill anybody. But if he kills Luis, that adds more fuel to the fire for Leon and Krauser's rivalry, because Leon already developed that bondage. Exactly.
Because Krauser doesn't, like, I want them to set up Krauser to be like a formidable opponent. He kind of shows up like an angry ex-boyfriend, like slices you up a little bit, and he dies. He dead ass just dies, and then he dies twice. Ada kills him the second time. So it's like, I kind of want them to kind of hype up Krauser as more formidable foe by showing him like, oh shit, this guy killed somebody that I know. And like, I kind of want them, I do feel like they're gonna show him a little bit more in the story, like him, you know, kidnapping Ashley, and him, you know, in the shadows a little bit more. I kind of want that to happen with him, because I just feel like Luis and Krauser are the only two people that they didn't really expand more, and they had so many chances. Luis was a doctor or a scientist working with the Plagas, and Krauser was under Sadler's heel as like a double agent. So you know what I'm saying? So it's like, there's so much more they could explore with these characters, and I hope they do that with the remake, and it looks like they are.
Yeah, and he was a researcher hired by Sadler, and then as soon as Luis betrayed him, then Sadler pretty much marked him for death, almost.
Yep. Yeah, it looks like they're gonna link up in the castle and then go throughout the entire castle.
Possibly.
But that makes me wonder if a good chunk of the game is actually going to be co-op with Luis by your side, or if he'll only show up for certain sequences.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd want the game to turn into co-op at any point.
I feel you on that, especially if it's AI co-op, but if it is AI co-op, you better improve that shit from RE5, man.
Oh yeah, I heavily agree, because I'm not gonna lie, I don't want Luis to be there the whole time. I've seen him in a double Gigante fight, which is kind of like, all right, but I didn't see him getting on the elevator to kill Salazar. which is good. I didn't see him on the
Yeah.
elevator when Leon was going there. So like,
Yeah.
I guess
True.
he still pops in and pops out. I just don't want
That's-
him
yeah.
to overstay his welcome because the Double Gigante fight, all right, I get it. It was a bitch and a half in the original, but it was kind of fun playing in the original, like being alone. I guess you're going to go through the mines with him.
Yeah.
I just hope he doesn't, like I said, overstay his welcome and it kind of feels like, oh God, like I need this AI here.
Yeah, I agree
Yeah,
with
a
that.
lot. I mean, a lot of the genius of the original and games like Metroid Prime do this too. Is evoking that feel of isolation and tension and the feeling that you are in this fight alone, and you're going to complete the mission alone or you're going to die. And
Yeah.
that's really evocative in a game, and it's not something a ton of games do anymore.
Yeah.
But so I would hate to see this turn into a co-op fest, but
Yeah. I'm assuming we got that stuff out of the way for the Luis teaser death.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, everything's
yeah,
good.
I knew I was going to be outvoted on that.
Yeah, that,
Nah, that's fine.
that no worries. Everyone's, entitled to their own opinion, though. Just,
Yeah.
stand tall in it, stand your ground, and you'll be good to go. Don't fold, okay?
We appreciate War's opinion.
Yeah, for sure. So one of the things that I have heavily requested for in this remake, in order to, like, add some sort of backstory to Leon and Krauser's story, so this question is, do you want an Operation Javier DLC from Resident Evil The Dark Side Chronicles?
And of course I want that. It's just
And also it would most likely be co-op since you're with Krauser the entire way.
yeah, I would love that. Dusk Golem was talking about this. For me, it kind of occupies a weird space between, like, it's way too much to reimagine to be DLC, but I don't ever see it being its own remade game either. So unfortunately, I don't think Capcom would ever tackle it, but it'd be so incredible to see.
Yeah, that is very, very
I
true.
agree. I'd love to see it because it would give us an insight on, because not a lot of people have seen, the chronicles of how, Leon and Krauser really met.
And also
So to
on how,
have them-
apologies for that again, but it's also on how Leon got blackmailed into becoming a U.S. government agent as well.
Exactly. You see, it builds up so much around it, so I feel like the DLC would do it like justice. Like it would really extrapolate the story, really explain the whole story for everybody, new and old.
Yeah, for sure.
It'd have
Mirrors in
Hold
that
up,
with
check.
the bloggers.
Hold up.
Hello?
My bad.
Yeah.
I disconnected, so War, it cut off literally right as the second you started your first word in your dialogue, though. So if you do want to repeat
Operation
that,
Heavier.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was gonna say, like, Dusk Golem was talking about this, and for me, like, the Operation Heavier occupies this weird space between being way too big to adapt just as DLC, but I don't think Capcom would ever tackle it as like a whole remade game.
yeah,
So I think it'd be incredible. As much as I want to see it, I don't think Capcom's ever going to do it.
yeah,
But it'd be really cool to see that backstory reimagined.
yeah. And Mark, you can go now.
I 100% do want it to be a DLC, even though it is like in the grand scale of it, it's going to be very hard to tackle, but it does set up so much backstory for like Leon and Krauser's, like, I guess, companionship and their rivalry, and it basically sets up the events of RE4. So I feel like it would be an amazing DLC to have. It's going to be a little bit difficult to pull off in the grand scale unless they really shorten the DLC, or like I was telling War, I was saying that how Leon like has these nightmares when he's infected with the plagas, like he'll pass out and he have these visions. Maybe he'll have these visions like the flashbacks of Operation Javier, and that's
Yeah.
how we get the story of him and how he got roped in with the government and how he met Krauser
Yeah, and
with the flashbacks and the nightmares.
And the funny thing that you do mention about the flashbacks is Resident Evil 5 had exactly those kind of flashbacks with Wesker and Jill tackling him through that window. And what did we get years later? We got Lost in Nightmares. So
That is true.
it could be like
That
this
is true.
this very similar formula to Lost in Nightmares. Because personally, Lost in Nightmares is my favorite DLC of all time. And if you can follow that a similar formula for Operation Javier, and if it is co-op and it's very similar to how Darkside Chronicles was, there's a chance it could be the best DLC ever. That's all I gotta say.
It could be, damn.
Mm-hmm.
But
And
Mark, are you talking about like gameplay flashbacks or pure cutscenes?
That's another thing. Possibly a mix of both. I would love to see gameplay flashbacks, but like in the grand scheme of things, maybe that's kind of like too much work for the developers. But like,
Yeah.
if it's cutscenes too, then that would be cool too, I guess.
Yeah, and speaking of the Lost in Nightmares teaser, that was all just one big ass cutscene as well. So either way,
That is true.
I think within Operation Javier there needs to be. I need to know the situation between Assignment Ada in separate ways before we even like need to get to the discussion of Operation Javier. I mean, I know that it's obviously could be one of the best DLCs if Capcom even considers doing it though, but with the lack of Ada that I've seen in the trailers though, like, are you really worried about separate ways and Assignment 8, or do you think it's going to be just perfectly fine?
So actually, let me ask something that I just thought of that kind of sort of leads into that. Would either of you accept a 1 to 2 year delay of Remake 4 for Operation Javier to be perfectly integrated and fully reimagined in RE4?
Honestly,
Like, if it took that long, would you be willing to wait for it?
I honestly think if they did this delay around 4 to 5 months ago, then I'd be perfectly fine with it. But now we're about a few weeks away from release.
Yeah.
I honestly think there's just no turning back, sadly. I think if they were going to consider doing that, I think they would have done it, I think, a few months ago. But I do at least hope that Operation Javier is at least in consideration for the DLC. I don't want Capcom to sweep it under the rug. And I don't think they are, because we see Leon is calling Krauser, instead of just Krauser, he calls him Major Krauser. So, and Krauser still calls him Rookie in the reveal in the third trailer. So
I totally missed the part where Leon calls him Major.
yeah, it's
That's
literally
interesting,
it's
'cause
literally right after Krauser says long time no see. So I am thinking to myself, like, maybe there is that
seems-
sort of
okay.
yeah, that sort of vibe where it's like, you know, they've worked together before though, because did you necessarily get that vibe in the original RE4? Like, if you didn't,
No,
if you
but in
weren't aware of
Operation
it.
Javier, it is clear that that's the first time they met.
Yeah, for sure.
And that was definitely their last mission, and Leon never called him Major, so there appears to be a little bit of a retcon there, maybe.
Yeah, and I also am really
Yes.
wondering about this is that when Leon gets accepted into the government agent, well, actually blackmailed, not accepted, does Krauser become his essential trainer? Is that why Leon calls him Major?
If we're going off the original Operation Javier, they're equal partners, and actually, I would say Leon's more in charge of that mission.
Yeah, that is very
this
true.
seems to be added information we're getting.
I agree with that.
I honestly don't like the angle of Krauser being Leon's trainer,
Yeah.
because I don't know. It just, I don't know. Like, I understand, like, you know, the student becomes a master eventually, but I always see them as like equal rivals. Like, they're just two really good.
They're two
Like-
sides of the same coin.
Exactly.
Pretty much, exactly.
That's kind of what that's the angle that I kind of like.
Yeah.
Honestly, I really want this game to really, you know, delve deep into Krauser's skill set, because in the original you don't really see him as a threat. You just see him as, I guess, somebody in your way. And I want the remake to really show Krauser as a threat and as a foe to Leon.
Yeah.
I mean, even Ada calls him a great soldier.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I 100%.
A great soldier that dies in like 7 knife swings. That's tragic.
Yeah.
Hey,
I mean, that's
is
true
it
to
really a
life.
remake if is it really a remake if Krauser's weakness is the knife? Isn't
I
the
would
knife, I
love
should
it
say?
if they kept the knife. I would love it if they kept the knife strat. That would be
Yeah,
amazing.
that was such
Yeah.
a cool little like thing that wasn't.
It was a
really
touch.
telegraphed,
Yeah.
but yeah.
It was in your face, but you just didn't know it
right.
Yeah.
until you pretty much watched YouTube videos and shit. But either way,
But
I
going
mean,
back to the separate ways thing,
Yeah.
because I don't think we really answered that question. Yeah, I think separate ways is crucial. To cut that, I think a lot of people are not gonna like it. Seeing
yeah,
Ada's backstory is crucial to
Resident Evil
getting
5
a
as well
sense
with
of-
Wesker.
Yeah, it's crucial to getting a sense of what comes after RE4, because it's the only hint we have of anything that comes after RE4.
Yeah,
So yeah, separate ways has to be in there. If it's permacut, that's a huge L, in my opinion.
yeah, for sure.
You know,
Everything's good, Mark. You got, you know, all the stuff you needed to get off.
Yeah, I want to see separate. I know for a fact Separate is gonna be here. I just hope they don't cut anything like interesting that
Yeah.
happened, because I did like Separate Rays. Yeah, I honestly cannot wait. Do you guys think they're gonna bring back Mobster Leon? That's my main question right now.
I'm gonna be
I
real with
hope
you.
so.
I think the only way it's gonna get brought back is mods. But then again, you never know.
I hope
I
it's
could be
like
yeah,
DLC, like it's $2 or
Yeah.
something.
exactly. Or
I'd
even
buy
just the
Yeah.
the original bomber jacket as well. I think that would be really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think costumes. Oh yeah, Ada's cocktail dress as well in RE4 original needs to be in the.
I know.
It needs to be
gotta
there.
come back.
That's-
It's gonna come
decorative
back.
yeah,
Exactly. That's one
with
of
the
the
decorative scarf and everything. Yeah.
exactly. It's one of the most iconic outfits in
Outfits,
Resident Evil
yeah.
history.
Mm.
It
So
is.
there's
I like
that.
her mercenaries outfit too, which is based
Oh,
on the
yeah.
Oh my
original
gosh,
yeah,
bro.
It's good too.
It's amazing.
Yes, exactly. So I guess we are done with that stuff, but now moving on to the final question, and then we will get to War's analogy with Dusk.
The breakdown
yeah,
for some of the cut content. Yep.
yeah. So the final question for my list is: should there be a Resident Evil showcase in March before remake releases?
No.
I say do it after. I mean, hopefully with a new announcement later in the year, plus more Death Island footage or something.
Yeah, I think for me, the deciding factor was Death Island because we're still waiting for a full trailer about that CGI movie. Where I also think I might have to go back to watch the Resident Evil Village showcase before, and when it was with Infinite Darkness as well, when those were paired together. And I think that was wasn't that didn't that showcase take place before Village released?
Yeah.
I think
Did
it did.
Did what take place before Village released?
The showcase for RE Village and Infinite Darkness.
I think so. I think so.
I'm drawing a blank.
Well, Infinite Darkness released in the summer of 21, July 14th, maybe. Yeah, I think we knew about it by then.
Yeah.
So I think it was announced before Village launched.
Yeah. So.
That's tricky, though.
Yeah, it is very tricky if they do follow that same formula, but we'll see what happens though. But I still think that there could also be like, some behind the scenes type of stuff. There also could be the official launch trailer. We still need the launch trailer for RE4 Remake. There also needs to be a demo showcase, possibly. Then the release date for the demo, maybe some behind the scenes, like, showing off some concept art or, some developers stating on like what we wanted to do with the original game or something like that. Maybe, I mean, they kind of already did that, but I mean, it's definitely there. And then I think Death Island is a huge deciding factor as to why there could be a showcase. It's not guaranteed, but, there is a chance.
Yeah.
Especially with, we've only gotten a 30-second trailer. Infinite Darkness had a 30-second trailer when that got revealed, and then during that showcase, it got a full trailer. So, I mean, I think I would expect the exact same formula to end up happening, though, with how the Village showcase was a few years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. But, anything else with you guys before we get into the Dusk thing?
No, I gotta hear this dust thing.
All right.
So he posted a tweet so just to do a little enemy roll call of who we know is in the game so far.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm actually going to go through, I think he does these in like order of appearance. So some of this stuff is in and some of it's out. Okay, so Village Ganado is in.
Yeah.
The Zealot Monk Ganado is in. So we
Yeah.
have him.
Mm-hmm.
Base Ganado in. Dr. Salvador is in. All of the Las Plagas, so type A, B, and C, are all in. But we also have the new Las Plagas type 0, he's calling it, Broken Neck type, which is interesting. Because
Yeah.
way back when I played RE4 when I was younger, I thought the game could use a new Plagas type because there were only 3.
Yeah. And
So that's cool.
I think I know exactly what you're talking about. You're talking about the first Ganado that has his neck snapped. I think that was an original concept art kind of enemy. It was known as Parasite Man, I believe. And yeah, I think
kind of in the end credit scene, sort of.
Yeah, something around there.
Yeah.
And so I think that could be, taken as to a new reformed enemy, I guess, in a way, but continue.
So another new enemy is the Minotaur, or the Moo Man. Some
The
people
Brute.
are calling it.
Yeah, his official name is the Brute.
Wait, what?
The Brute.
Oh,
I'm gonna still call him Mr. Moo Moo.
Yeah, that's definitely goofy.
The interesting thing is Capcom has said, I think in the interview, that there's not going to be new enemies. So clearly they don't consider this a new enemy, just some variant of a Ganado.
Yeah, I think so too, because he's a lot more muscular though, and I think there was another scrap concept art where, I don't know, I do have that screenshot though, but I'm gonna have to drop it into the Discord chat, or maybe if I make this entire podcast into like one big ass video though. But either way, I mean, that
There's definitely some scrap. Like, I feel like Capcom is being like cheeky about it because like they're technically not new.
yeah,
They were just scrapped and never used.
yeah,
Right.
for sure.
Oh, maybe. Okay, so Del Lago El Gigante, we just got confirmed the double El Gigante fight is in, which I'm glad to see.
Yep.
So here's the first thing that's not been confirmed is the El Gigante pass fight, which I call the Canyon El Gigante.
Mm-hmm.
Do we think that should come back? What are our thoughts on that? I would like to see the alternate path come back, but because it's strictly alternate, I can see them cutting this.
The interesting thing about that is that it really all depends on if the two paths themselves even exist in this remake. Because if I don't see the two paths being a part of the remake, then I just don't see that enemy to be a thing. Then it would probably just be straight up to the mine cart after the cabin fight or something like that. But either way,
Straight up to, yeah.
I don't think a Bella sister showed up to the mining cart area as to where after you face the Verdugo. You saw.
El Gigante.
Hold up. You gotta run it back. We disconnected again, but we're good now.
Pain.
Oh, go ahead, Mark, because you were talking about what you're.
I basically said like I pray that the path still exists with El Gigante because I literally never encountered the Bella sisters. I purposely go in the El Gigante path.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. So that's still around.
And I was saying, like, for me, it was the total opposite. I almost never picked the El Gigante path because beating him on New Game Professional is actually pretty tough.
Yeah.
But so hopefully they have both paths.
Yes.
Yeah, and then get to the next part as you were mentioning.
Wait, just keep going through the list. You mean?
Yeah, pretty much.
So okay, Bella sisters are in, but I'm gonna note something Dusk Golem does not. We have not seen them in their original scenario, the encampment. We've only seen them be used in the mine section.
And I think there was only one of them. Or was
we
there two
only
of them?
saw one in the trailer. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
So-
so far. Okay.
The Comillos or the wolves were in, although we only saw them in the village, which is not original placement.
Yeah.
But they're confirmed. The Taurus Mendez is in, though we haven't seen his final form.
We actually did in the
We've seen a
second
glimpse of it,
showcase. We
I
saw a
think,
glimpse
the
of it
Oh, we
within
did?
his centipede
Yeah,
form.
a glimpse.
Yeah.
Okay. Gyarados is in. The second Gyarados, the cage fight is unknown. That could be cut, which this is a rare thing. I wouldn't be sad to see it cut because it was so frustrating.
Very.
Getting trapped in the cage with him and dying over and over. I could see that being cut.
Yeah.
The double Gyarados fight, which we talked about earlier with the fully armored up Gyarados, is unknown. That could be cut.
I hope that's gone. I hope it's gone. I swear.
That's another frustrating thing.
That dude put a lot more fear into me and compared to the the one with the chest out and everything. That one was just way more scary to me.
Oof. That was just oof. I don't want to think about that. Moving on.
Armadura Knights are in, which I could barely see in the trailer, but technically the trailer does confirm it. So
That was in the Ashley section, and you saw like that little small glimpse, and then you saw
Barely
like
a
some
glimpse,
big
yeah.
ass weapon that thing was holding. So I'm assuming it's one of those
Honest-
knights.
Wait, I don't mean to, cut y'all off, but I think they're kind of revamping how the parasite works, because the knight's new design kind of showed the parasite poking out of like its armor and stuff, and you see one of the spider-like parasites like just latch on to one of the cultists and like make him run towards you. I think they're kind of revamping how the parasite works, that it's more like aggressive, and it doesn't just need a like biological host to control. It can control basically anything, because I always wondered, like, how does the parasite move in like just the armor? Like back then I'm like, it's just armor, it's literally like just statue men, so that they don't move or anything.
yeah,
So I think this parasite is more like the puppeteer.
more self-sufficient. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, so that the interesting thing is the canon explanation to that is that the parasite webbed itself to the inside of the armor, but that doesn't explain how it knows how a human would move. So it's a little bit of a weird canon thing that's not explained, but yeah.
But I think now, not to derail some of this because we're gonna just get right back to it. But
Yeah.
like, remember when Ashley was kind of possessed in the trailer, she said like Silence Child or whatever.
Temperance Child,
I
yeah.
think now I think the parasite is more of a hive mind now. I think it's all that might explain why it can move like a human because, like, you know, the big bad guy Sadler is like controlling like the like is like a hive mind now. So that's
Yeah.
why maybe like all of the enemies are, I guess, Sadler in a way. Like they're all just
I
Sadler.
mean, that makes sense because in the original, his staff sends out sonic impulses or sonic waves that control the other Plagas anyway. So
Yeah.
I could see it. Yeah.
Yeah, and we saw that big ass hive in the trailer though. I think a lot of people were either assuming that it was the Novistador nest, most likely. But
So what I've heard is that it's actually the final boss arena, which
So-
it does look like that. but-
so are you saying that they're taking a page out of Village's book again because we saw the big mega mycete you know, be showcased during the Chris section? So it looks like they might be taking a lot of shit, like paying homage to Village though, because we saw at the end of the Village video game, we saw the big mega mycete. And
yeah, I did have a working theory that the Lost Plagas and the Metamycete, like they're kind of the same the same like kind of parasitic family in a way. I did have a working theory on that. Maybe Mother Miranda knows of Sadler and shit like that. Maybe.
There's a possibility.
But yeah, like all right, let's continue with Warren Horror.
Yeah.
Going down the list.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so much to get into with the parasite versus the fungus and all that. So I'll keep going here though. So let's see where we're at. So the Novistadors were in. That was something everyone was saying could get caught or probably would.
Yeah.
I'm glad to see they're in here. I think what I saw of it looked pretty cool.
Yeah.
New is a female zealot, which is okay.
Yeah. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that.
Yeah. Verdugo is in, though we haven't seen like the final fight between them or anything.
Yeah. But both of them are in though. That is confirmed.
That's true. Ramon Salazar confirmed, but obviously we haven't seen the Queen Plagas final form. Something I was going to mention, I really do not like Salazar's new voice. That was like,
Yeah.
I don't know, that was just too annoying, I thought.
Yeah, I mean, not even gonna lie. I mean, I think, you know, his original voice was pretty annoying though. But it's like, you know, it's kind of like you're giving off a smirk of saying like, "Oh, you little shit, I'm gonna kill you" or something like that. But
Right.
I don't know how it's gonna like feel though. But I mean, either way, I mean, at least we can all admit Salazar has an annoying ass voice in both the original and remake.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know what? Now that you just mentioned the Queen Plaga, what if that big ass nest is the like that big thing over that little thing? What if that is the Queen Plaga?
Well, maybe it's that area.
Yeah,
Could
you
be.
never know.
Yeah.
So there is a chance, but
Yeah, I'm really interested to see what that area is. When I play the game.
But continue.
Okay, so JJ is one of the like that's a whole mini boss that has not been confirmed.
Yeah.
Given what we've seen of the like Mike sequence area, I'm hopeful that the JJ returns. We just haven't seen him.
Yeah.
But it could be cut. We don't know. I don't think a lot of people really love JJ.
Yeah.
So, but Regenerators confirmed but not seen yet, and I hope we don't see them till the original.
Me too.
Agreed.
Iron Maiden is unknown, which is true. I guess Iron Maiden specifically hasn't been confirmed as a variant.
Yeah.
It's
But I
Iron
would
Maidens
definitely
are-
expect it to be there.
Yeah, Iron Maidens are a rare example where like the more powerful variant is actually less scary for some reason than the original because you're just kind of used to it.
Yeah.
U3 is probably the biggest one that's still unknown and could be cut. But man, I hope not because our U3 was pretty intense and scary.
Yeah.
Jack Krauser. Oh, go ahead.
No, you finish.
I was just to say Jack Krauser's in, and Jack Krauser Knife Fight is new and still in.
Yep. And
Sadler fight confirmed but not seen yet, obviously. Sledgehammer Ganado. I didn't know what he meant by this, but these are the big armored Ganados that carry the big like spiked hammers. technically we don't know that those are in the game yet.
Why the hell can I not think of them?
It's like they're big and armored and they're bald.
Oh yeah,
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 the
the
guys.
the fucking,
Yeah.
what does Max call them though? What does Max mainly do call them? The Raider fans, yeah, them.
Oh yeah. Soldier with hammer is the official
Yeah.
name, I think.
Yeah, those guys. Fuck them.
I hope they're in it, but they could have been replaced by something, some new variant.
Yeah.
Gas Mask Ganado, which we see a little bit of in the island, is in. Apparently. Oven Man is unknown, but I hope they like put him in a different area for a new jump scare.
Yeah, that could work.
Snakes, I don't really consider enemies, but they're in the game.
Yep.
Of course.
Turret Zealot, and I'm not actually sure what he means by Turret Zealot.
I think he's
unknown.
talking about
Those guys that own like the Gatling gun.
yeah, he's
Guys
talking.
that sit down.
Yeah, and specifically the turret zealot is the guy with the red gown, and he has that animal mask on, and then he runs away from you, and then he gets to his minigun, and then you fight him that way. But then there's a way that you can kill him without using it. I think in the background gameplay, I think you guys saw that, but
It's either that or it's like the crossbow zealots too. We haven't.
yeah,
seen.
we haven't seen that either.
The Sadler lab fight, which is the Separate Ways fight, that's not confirmed, obviously, because Separate Ways is not confirmed.
Yeah.
And then Krauser's Separate Ways fight is confirmed. So that's everything. Most of the enemies we have confirmed, so it's like, I think U3 and JJ are the biggest we haven't seen.
Well, yeah, for sure. Especially since the U3 was a huge piece of a boss fight in the island section.
Yeah, I still think U3 is gonna be Luis, but that's just me. That's a crazy theory, but
Yeah,
might
It'd
be.
so nuts if true.
it would be. But I'm assuming that's everything for us.
Yep.
I think so. That's all I got.
Yeah.
All right. Let's say. What are you guys' final thoughts on the totality of this podcast?
Pretty hyped, but still concerned.
Yeah. So, you want to run that back, War?
I was saying I'm hyped. The trailer made me more hyped for the game. I'm worried about plot and story continuity breaks, I guess, but I think the remake's going to be incredible.
Yeah. Mark, your final thoughts?
When this game comes out, I'm gonna come.
Yeah, I feel you on that. For me, when this game comes out, I'm probably gonna play for like 2 or 3 weeks straight. Probably not gonna leave my room, barely, might, until like bathroom breaks or something like that. But either way, this was fun to discuss. I'm not sure. Do you guys think that we might have another one just before the launch of the game?
Yes.
Another trailer.
Another
Yeah, there could
trailer,
be a
and possibly
launch trailer.
and possibly a showcase could happen. And
I don't know about the showcase, but yeah, launch trailer seems possible.
Yeah.
yeah, that's definitely for sure though. But again, thank you guys for showing up and discussing this podcast with me. Thank you guys to the live viewers for showing up and smashing that like button. If you guys are new to this channel, please hit the subscribe button and leave a like, as I'm trying to hit 5K before the release of the remake. Be sure to check out my guy MMDVG's channel as well. I'm gonna actually end up typing the channel in the comment section or the chat. So thank you guys once again. MMDVG and and H&K.
On Twitter.
Yeah, forgot about that as well. To HK and MMDVG, thank you guys for the donations. That's very appreciated. And War, shout out your Twitter.
Hey, I was gonna say I donated too.
Yeah. Oh, you
We'll
did.
leave War out now.
Yeah, I
he
did.
donated.
Oh, I didn't even
back at the
realize.
beginning.
Oh shit, I didn't even realize. It might look back at that for me though. I mean, I'll probably check it out. That's my bad. But thank you for the
Also,
donation.
actually, so tonight, just so everybody knows, we were supposed to play RE4 on stream, but then the trailer came out and
Yeah.
kind of derailed that. But I think we're still hoping to do that for everybody. As the remake gets closer, stream the original.
Yes, of
Which
course.
Like-
day do you think is possibly the best within the next 4 days, most likely?
Monday through Wednesday work great for me. Well,
Alright.
actually,
Yeah.
no, Monday doesn't. Sorry. Tuesday, Wednesday, or Friday.
Okay.
Wednesday can work for me. Honestly, guys, I have an idea.
What's up?
This is a crazy idea. How about we all stream Resident Evil 4, and the first person that beats it gets a prize. We just race. It's a race.
And that
We
prize
have to beat
is
the game. I don't know, a hug. I don't know what y'all want. Like, what do y'all want? Like, what's the prize? Maybe we would all put some money down for it.
shit. You never know.
It's a race.
I'll think
Mark,
about
I
it.
think you and I probably need to get together at some point to set up the Horror Council YouTube, which has not happened yet.
Oh yeah,
But-
yeah, yeah, we gotta get
Yeah,
together.
that for sure. That
yeah,
for sure.
that hopefully should happen before the remake comes out, because I've had lots of problems trying to stream on Discord, like getting my audio to work. So I might just stream it on that channel, but we got to get that set up.
Yeah,
Okay,
for sure.
yeah, perfect.
So maybe next week we can, like, Tuesday or Wednesday works well for me to set the YouTube channel up.
I'm free on Wednesdays, bro. So yeah, let's get it together then. Yeah, let's
Yeah,
just
for sure.
set that up now.
Or do you just like want to
Um,
do this shit for bragging rights or whatever the case may be?
Yes.
All right, if we
Yes.
want to do it just for bragging rights, just for fun, then all good. And then maybe, you know, once we make a lot of bread off of 4 Remake, then we could probably throw something down on that.
We'll throw something down. We'll speed run 4 as well.
Yeah,
As a race. Yeah.
Yeah, you never know. So,
I'm gonna probably Center, if you don't mind, just hop on with you to commentate. I'm probably not gonna stream it on my own yet. I'm
Yeah.
gonna do that closer, separately, maybe on this new YouTube channel when we get it running.
yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, that sounds really, really good.
Yep.
But,
Okay. Yeah.
either way, I think we're all going to sign off now. Thank you guys for showing up once again. Thank you for the donations and the support. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Be sure to follow my guy, War on Horror, on Twitter. MMDVG on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to his channel. That's pretty much it. I'll probably catch you guys either in my next video or my next live stream. Hope everyone has themselves a good day, good night, and a good sleep. And I'll catch you guys then. So, peace out and much love.
Peace, guys.
Peace.
Peace.
Alright, that's it.